All right. 5 main types of real estate investing. I cover this every single time. There are many types of real estate investing, but I put them in 5 main categories. Cash flow properties, equity investments. Understanding the difference between these two are extremely important. I've talked a lot about this in other classes. We will have more and more classes about this. We will talk about a little bit of both cash flow and equity today. Fix and flip development projects, paper flips, wholesaling. What does that mean? I always get this question. It just sounds right. Like literally today, I was at DAR. Someone was asking me, what's a paper contract? You know, what's a contract, right? So what does this mean? What does wholesale or paper flips mean?
You plan to purchase property on a contract, and then you assign your purchasing interest to someone else for a fee.
Perfect. So someone goes out, does the hard work, they find a deal, they get it under contract, and they tell the seller, I'm going to buy it, or one of my partners are going to buy it, or I'm going to sell this, but what we agreed to is going to happen. And the seller says, that sounds good. And then they're able to sign that or bring in a partner to do that. I buy from wholesalers all the time. They make a fee. I bought 3 properties from wholesalers in the last month. The fee, what do you think the average fee is in this area? How much do you think the wholesaler makes?
15.
10, 15. Well, we have wholesalers in this room. I'm going to tell you, we have at least 8 that I see. So there's people out there looking for properties. If you don't have a property, they'll find it for you. So one of the properties I bought, he didn't know his numbers, and he was trying to sell it at a higher price. It just didn't make sense. And so his fee got slashed drastically. He made maybe $1,000, if that. It's not a lot. Put another property under contract a week ago here in Loudoun County. Amazing deal. He has a $41,000 wholesale. And I'm happy to pay him that because I'm still buying a really good deal. And the seller's happy because it meets their scenario, right? So they are the wholesale market, the retail market. As real estate agents, we deal with the retail market all the time, but there are people that just are not on the retail market, they're on the wholesale market. They usually have situations or personal reasons why they don't want to or can't go to the retail market. And so that's what wholesalers do. And then the last one is getting involved on the funding side, much more passive. Gap funding, private money lending, syndication, just lending in general. Letting your money invest for you, but doing it at a much higher rate than what you might be able to find elsewhere, and doing it with things like real estate that you can use and participate in a lot of benefits of. So these are what I consider the 5 core categories of investing. There are many other types of investments out there, some micro niches out there, but these are the core things that you're going to hear. Now, I put investors in 3 different categories. And I talk about this every single time. It's important to think about which category are you in, because it will explain a lot about your mindset. It will explain a lot about what your next steps might be. So the first category is investor as a profession. You're full-time, you're part-time, you're a hobbyist, you're doing it for active income that you're going to spend right now. It's a job. So what falls into this category? Fix and flip and wholesaler, 2 that fall into this category. Because the moment that I stop fixing and flipping or wholesaling, I don't have any more income coming in. I made money, but I'm not making money, right? It needs me to do something so it becomes a job. Nothing wrong with that, just understanding that's what it is. It feeds or satisfies curiosity or often a creative outlet. So you might have a full-time job, but you just have a desire to be in real estate. You love the design element. You're addicted to HGTV. You just want to design a bathroom like crazy. Like maybe that's it, right? So it gives you this creative element, creative outlet to be able to do, and that's fine. But the moment you stop, the money stops. Number 2, financial freedom investor. 100% of your focus while on this track, this period of time, whether it's a year, whether it's 10 years, is increasing your passive income. We'll talk a lot about this today. Your passive income to exceed your expenses so that you can be financially free. If you have X amount of expenses, let's say it costs $100,000 to be Renee every single year. Renee's got some fancy, some high-end choices that she likes to live by. $100,000 until she has that coming in passively. She's not financially free. The moment she has that coming in passively, like she decides to do nothing the rest of her life, I know Renee, she'll never do that. She loves getting out there. She loves working. She loves helping people. But she'll have the option, right? She'll be financially free. So that's what it is. And most people are on this track for a period of time. Somewhere between 5 and 7 years is average if you have the right plan. I've sat down with a good amount of you to talk about that before. And then the last track, once you're financially free, you're looking at generational wealth or legacy. So at some point, it just doesn't make sense to buy another property. And you're just starting out, you might say that's ridiculous. Hi, Josh. But it's basically using real estate to make a bigger impact beyond you, beyond self, whether it's community, whether it's your church, whether it's your whatever it is, your cause. You're able to do that, and you're able to use that and leave something for your kids, your grandkids, something along those lines. So too many people think that's what I want, and they start there. This is the riskiest class to be in. So it's higher risk, higher reward. That being said, if you don't make it work here, you might be homeless. You might lose your bet, right? So starting out here makes the most sense until you're financially free. Once you're financially free, no matter what happens with your investments after that, they all fail from there on. You're okay because your current investment is pay the bills. Does that make sense? So it is and too many people say, no, I love appreciation. No, I love cash flow. All right, they're just different. And they fall into different categories. And understanding that if you want it all at the same time, you will fail. Because there are no investments that cover all these at the same time perfectly. Some investments are way better for appreciation, but they don't cash flow well. Doesn't mean they're not good investments, just means they're in a different category like this. Some investments cash flow extremely well, but they don't appreciate. Doesn't mean they're bad, just means they're in this category. So understanding the category is extremely important, and defining where you are or where you want to be is going to help you, because there's a lot of debate over where you should be. The reality is, it's just different points in your life. Everyone goes through all three of these at some point, or should, in my opinion. And once again, it fuels their purpose.